sometimes, so it is distracting for the students as well. That's one. And second thing, when the student answer, that we don't know, we are not prepared. So there must be some method to make them sensitized or make them provoke to read and come. So that's what I felt is deficient.
The discipline was not maintained. The teacher was asking somebody else was answering, and even teacher was also not well prepared for the small group teaching. He was not very inspiring or not really going in the right path. That is the probably reason why students are also not involved.
I think in a small group teaching, each student is different, so we'll come to know what is the weakness of each student. So I think when the student is like, I have not read, okay, so what have you read? What other things have you read? I think that is more important to direct them to that particular, whatever topic we are teaching. So if even though it's interaction, it's no harm the teacher starts explaining, so just asking questions. Maybe when we explain and bring them to the line, they will start answering what they want.
So when the student answered correctly, the correct answer was not appreciated.
In the group discussion,
there should be few students were more interactive and more enthusiastic to answer, but few people remained silent. Teacher did not balance between the students who were enthusiastic and not learned. He did not teach the people who have not read or below average students.
The topic was not discussed properly. There is no continuity in the topic. Just the first definition and suddenly one student started with mechanism. So there is no continuity.
Students were not prepared for the topic before discussion or and one was dominating over the other. So equal importance was not given to all the students.
So you can. So the main theme of that role play was, so in a small group teaching or in any lecture, any type of teaching, we come across so different types of students. So especially in small group teaching, it is we can handle the students properly. If there are different types or sets of students, one can be very dominant, one can be very silent, or one can be very distracting. So you assign some work to those students. Suppose if the student is very silent or distracting, so during discussion part you make him as a team leader in that particular group, so that he will be very much attentive to that particular discussion. So just to list the advantages of this group discussion. So the group discussion, it is an active learning process, and the learner discovers strengths and weaknesses, and it provides opportunity for analysis and application, and it is more of student centered. And there is no authoritative role for teacher in small group discussion, and for student it provides relaxed atmosphere, and each student has to contribute, and it is very much time consuming, and it is not suitable for all the topics. Then discussion leader, time, keeper, recorder, reporter, and assign the roles for each. The disadvantages here, it is not effective without optimum student-teacher ratio. So it is a poorly prepared group, ineffective interaction is there, cannot cater effectively to a heterogeneous group with different learning abilities, and subject may not be comprehensively covered due to time constraint. So in a classroom group of 2 to 6 members discuss a problem for a short period within a lecture or a group discussion for about 3 to 10 minutes. So the advantages of this bus group, so it is an active learning process, and welcome break from monotonous can be made out. Then it facilitates consolidation of memory, and it improves the expression and communication. So, in brainstorming group or small group, it is an intensive group discussion welcoming spontaneous ideas and solutions for problems without any criticism. So the advantages of this brainstorming session, so it will generate the new ideas and it helps problem solving and decision making, and it improves the creativity. So in tutorials, so it's a small group of students guided by a teacher to clear doubts and to improve the understanding and enhance the knowledge of subject. So the advantages here in tutorials, so it is a active learning process, it is more of teacher centered and it gives opportunity to correct mistakes and introspect. So the disadvantages here, it's quite ineffective and the preparation is very poor. So in case of demonstration, the teacher demonstrates a skill or procedure and the students observe it. And the advantages here, it develops rapport and stimulates learners' curiosity. It can cater to individual learner based on his ability. So bedside teaching, I think it is the next session. So Madam will be dealing in detail with this.
So small group, we saw one group discussion and he has told us what are the other types of small group teaching, and so large group we saw lecture, then other large group teaching methodologies a symposium. So most of you have conducted symposium in your respective areas or field topic. So series of prepared talks given by experts on different aspects of a topic with a chairperson. And advantages are logical presentation, fair analysis of different aspects, and change of speaker, it always keeps interest. But usually symposium questions may not be allowed, so if we allow, we call it as symposium forum. So it's a large group teaching methodology. Formal atmosphere, it's again passive learning because it's for a large group. Then panel discussion. So whenever we want to bring about an attitudinal change, we take to panel discussion. For example, HIV, we want to discuss various aspects. So it could be a patient who is there, a social worker, a doctor, a nurse, everybody, patient's relative, whoever is involved. So that is an orderly presentation by a group of 4 to 5 persons, and we keep seeing these panel discussions on the TV. So there will be a moderator. The moderator's role is very important. Otherwise, we see one speaker dominates and he takes this all the time, and only his views will be presented. So panel, symposium are all for large group, and team teaching is again for large group. Here I think if we just look at team teaching, what integrated teaching we are doing also comes under team teaching. So various teachers from different specialities. So this always keeps the interest. And small group methodologies he has showed us. But what is very important is to make the lectures more interactive. He showed the bus group. That also could be adopted in a lecture class. So you give talk about a topic and assign some or ask the students to discuss amongst themselves. So 3 in a group or 4 in a group. So let them concise their memory and one of them present it. Or a snowball. We say 2 people discuss first. Or individually they think about something, then 2 of them together. Then to this 2, another 2 will be added. You know how it goes on. So that also, but it's better for a snowball in a group is better. So if we are like this, so whatever that could be made more interactive. The lecture could be made more bi-directional, interactive. So let us follow that. And very important is you may just look at this example what Karpoor is going to show us. The library. So lot of information. So teacher definitely goes to the library or he refers lot of books before teaching. So here is a teacher who has come to the class. So we have the student. Get the student. Teacher has taken so much pains to prepare. He is in the class teaching the student. What is happening? Simple. Can you all see Anup? What is happening? Nothing is entering into the student. Why? Why? Are you saying the student is like this? Lid is not open. That means it's not set induction. So set induction is very important. Okay, teacher has some means and he has set induction. So now again he starts, he continues his teaching. What is happening now? Proper channel. So in spite of this is not properly, whatever message we are giving teaching, it's not entering into the student. So what has to be made now? He had kept so much of distance. Probably the teacher-student interaction is better now. Okay, are we happy with this? Just lecturing, yeah, I know the student and then I know their names and I have a better interaction. No. Then what could be done? So we want our teaching method to be more effective. So we have say media. What could be done? Audio visual. We say it's not just lecture. Let me use something else. So audio visual. So teacher has the audio visual aid. Ikkade Shilpa, just move. Can you see? He has given the best audio visual aid. But what is happening? This teacher doesn't know how to use it properly. So the funnel upside down, how can audiovisual aid not used properly? So now what happens? He knows the methodology, how to use it. Is it okay now? Yes? Much better compared to, yeah, still, this is closer to that. So this is how, given the method, given the methodology, knowing the methodology, given the whatever media, so we should know how to make use of it in a proper way so that we become inspiring, better, best, whatever, So we do our job in a proper way. So I again end by telling that let us all become inspiring teachers and then let us know how, when, where and to whom which methodology has to be applied to teach that particular topic or the subject which we intend to. So thanks a lot. This is the first session on methodology, teaching learning methods. So now we know large group, small group, individual. So large group, we have 4 methods: lecture, symposium, panel, team teaching. So then the small group, different small group methodologies. Then individual learning, we know all the methods. But if you just recollect, seminar we had put it for a small group. So seminar is for in-depth learning, but we do it for a class. We call it a seminar. So we do not use the terminologies properly. So we take hundreds of participants in a group and call it as a workshop. Workshop is only for a small group, hands-on, more interactive and more team teaching. So let us use the terminologies properly and use the methodologies also properly. Thanks a lot. Please fill up the first, be more constructive while you give the criticism and write for the feedback properly, because and yesterday we could get only 32 feedback forms. 2 of you had not given. So the first session, call it as teaching, learning, interactive teaching methodology, I think. Yeah, interactive learning methods. Missing today? If anyone says, let us make groups now. Who is missing?